Music is an extraordinary art form that can be a memory barrier catalyst. Perhaps one of the most known memory depriving disease is Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's disease, the most common form of dementia, is a degenerative brain disease that results in progressive memory loss, impaired thinking, disorientation, and changes in personality and mood by the degeneration of brain neurons, especially in the cerebral cortex. There is no cure to Alzheimer's, including any other form of dementia. However, the symptoms of the disease can be slowed down. According to the Alzheimer Association, nearly 5 million Americans live with Alzheimer's, and every 66 seconds, a person develops the disease. This is a rising issue in the United States, which has called for countless studies to try to reverse the effects of Alzheimer's. These studies have extensively researched Alzheimer's and concluded that Alzheimer's may not be curable. However, the symptoms of Alzheimer's can be slowed down. The treatment for Alzheimer's is good physical health and boosting of brain activity to keep the mind healthy. Before the thought of music as a treatment, medicines such as donepezil, galantamine, and rivastigmine were and are used as memory loss medicine. These drugs are used mainly to treat Alzheimer's disease, but can be used in other forms of dementia. With every medicine comes side effects, and side effects for these medicines include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, weight loss, just terrible things. So these medicines keep the mind stimulated, but not in a natural way. Anyways, to keep the brain healthy, it has to be mentally stimulated. So instead of taking medicine, one could just write music or play an instrument to train the mind. Brain activity develops neurological plasticity, which causes the brain to build up a defense against future brain cell loss. This, in turn, slows down Alzheimer's effects and can prolong brain capacity. Music as a treatment for memory loss is a much needed paradigm shift. Music causes no physical harm to those who indulge it that I know of, and often give the listener a positive experience and reflection of their lives. Music stimulates the brain, which keeps the brain healthy, a main point in slowing memory loss effects, and helps one recall past memories. So there's really no reason why it can't be used as a memory loss treatment. There needs to be studies and more doctors that use music as a tool for decelerating the effects of forms of dementia. Instead of using life-depriving drugs to slow Alzheimer's, there really needs to be more of a following to use music as a mind-stimulating treatment instead of drugs. A man named Henry Dreyer lived in a nursing home for 10 years, took medication of this dementia. One day, a nurse put headphones on his ears and he came to life. Although Henry is lethargic throughout the day in the nursing home, when he puts on his headphones and listens to Cab Calloway, his favorite band/person, he becomes a different person. A person full of life. Henry is able to remember his life in detail and talk of his old life and actually talk a feat because he couldn't talk very well before music therapy. So one could really just take Henry's word for it.
Thank you.
Yes or no questions?
What does music do to you?
Give me the feeling of love, romance. Figure right now the world need to come into music, singing. You got beautiful music here. Beautiful, oh, lovely. And I feel the band of love, dream.
Great guy. If these effects weren't so noticeable, non-profit organizations like Music and Memory wouldn't be giving out iPods to nursing homes. In Memory for Music and Alzheimer's disease, Amee, Baird, and Séverine Samson specifically study and conduct research on musicians who suffer from Alzheimer's to correlate whether music memory affects autobiographical memory. In their finding, they find that when someone plays an instrument, it brings out feelings, and these feelings bring out memories, which can obviously help with Alzheimer's and any other form of dementia. Which means, in turn, they found that playing an instrument brings out explicit memory, which is motor skills, which is playing a guitar, all brought out by feelings. Tying with a more semantic side of autobiographical memory, which is the more um, common knowledge, is Simmons-Stern, Andrew Budson, and Brandon Alley study, which is called Music as a Memory Enhancer in Patients with Alzheimer's Disease. All authors work for the Department of Neurology for Boston University School of Medicine, as well as the Center for Translational Cognitive Neuroscience in Massachusetts, so they basically know what they're talking about. Simmons-Stern and his group experiment with spoken information and sung information, and how if information is sung to those who suffer from Alzheimer's, they can actually retain the information better. Medicine for memory loss is mostly used for slowing effects of the disease, but not to help retain information. So medicine is really used to keep the brain from further degenerating, but it doesn't really help it further develop. Music does when information is processed through a melody, as proven by Simmons-Stern and his colleagues. There's more benefits to music than medication, especially when it comes to retaining information. Their results prove that music can be a memory barrier catalyst, and that music causes an emotional push to bring out past memories, and as well as one could learn an instrument which could help retain information. These examples are just few of the possibilities how to incorporate music into memory loss treatment. They found that people who were sung information just retained it so much better than someone who just spoke it to them, and it really helps Alzheimer patients just putting anything into melodies. The possibilities are endless, especially with music therapy. Thank you.